Were they not? Were the weapons? Were they not in other Final Fantasy games?
It was just in 7.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That cat really wants to get.
Yeah, she is just photobombing the stream like crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. But I don't know. You know what I really want? I want a soldier class. I just want to have a big ass sword, and I want to have materia that can actually, you know, use fire, use thunder, use like Blizzaga. Imagine how crazy that would be. That's what I want. Like as a job. Like as a job.
You're describing red meat.
Well, yeah, I guess. I just wish materia in this game was a little bit more than just stat boost. You know, I miss being able to you know, group up and combine materias. I miss having summons that I can just summon in battle. That's what I want. That's what I want in a class in this game. Like a soldier, like a cloud, you know, class. That'd be great.
There's mods for that.
Hey, we're not allowed to talk about that. Look away, Yoshi P. Look away, Yoshi P.
Just. Oh wait, well yeah, don't download mods, but you know they're. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't know. This is the thing is though, is like I get what you're saying, but honestly, I like 14 like the way it is, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it could be better, and I always try to push it to be better. But I like Eorzea and then Aetherius so much that like I would rather them to just like build more on just Aetherius.
Yeah.
And the 13 shards rather than just like having to take stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's this game eventually, like I don't know, in the next 20 years or so, is gonna be like a single player game.
Yeah.
And it'll be like it will actually be like the best Final Fantasy of all time. Like
yeah, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there.
Definitely getting there.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think 7.0 it's going to make or break the game, because if they're able to take everything that they've learned from Endwalker and Shadowbringers and make 7.0 even better, then I think that will solidify the game as best game ever, best MMO ever, and best Final Fantasy ever. Because I feel that from ARR to now with Endwalker, I consider that as just like its own thing. And I think once we hit 7.0, we're going to be able to see what they can do with a new set of characters, new story, and we'll see, you know, how much of the MSQ is being carried by either the writers or if it's being carried by the characters. Because I've heard that comment a lot on Reddit. I don't agree with that, but you know, it is what it is. It's a video game.
I don't personally, it might be a hot take, I don't find the characters in this game that interesting.
Oh. I mean, come on.
It's interesting, but I like the way that it's written, though. The story is written.
I mean, like Silvercraft on YouTube says Stola is a designated waifu, and I agree. Man.
To me, man, like I say, to me, I like characters that develop really. Like, Stola's been the same, and then she doesn't really need to change. But I think my favorite Scion is Alpha now. To be honest,
I got a lot of hate on my. I don't know if you looked at the comments of my video that I made, and there's a lot of. I mean, look, Alisaie, I think she's a good character. I think she was great with Gabu. I just don't think she's had a big moment like a lot of the other Scions and a lot of the other characters have had.
Well, the thing about like those two, like. Well, I agree with you, but usually like her big moments are tied to Alpha now, really. Yeah,
and that's what I don't want. I need them to not be Alphino and Alisaie. I need them not to be the twins, and I need them to start being individuals. And I think they can definitely do that if they ever raise the ages of those kids, because I don't think they're gonna keep them as kids, until like the end of the game. They're gonna have to age them up at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I forgot his name. Ethis says there's gonna be some type of like growth spurt or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see how that happens. If they just make him default, I doubt they're gonna make him like default Ellis.
oh no.
That'd be
Oh no.
He's like, what?
I don't want to see that either.
Yeah. But then we're gonna have hella Ellisons in the Scions. Like, listen.
Yeah.
Everyone has white hair. Why? Why? Your Stola has white hair. Justinian, Dancred. Dancreds are like.
Well, he's old, so I guess that makes sense. It's more gray.
Justinian.
Yeah.
They all have gray, white or gray hair. Why?
Yeah.
Is that just a theme? Should I dye my hair white too?
Yeah. If they really want to be best game ever, they just got to make all the characters into cat girls. I mean, let's be honest.
Get out. No. You know what we need? You know what we need more? We need more femoral representation.
Yeah. I agree.
Those who agree say aye. Those
I
who
definitely
oppose,
agree.
get out of here. 'Cause they had one Moon Breeder.
Yeah.
They came for one patch. And everyone was like, no. No.
Damn. They really don't like killing off characters in this game.
They like killing off the femorals.
True.
Usually they kill. I'm not even gonna say that now. That's too toxic.
What are you gonna say?
No, it's too toxic. I'm not gonna say it. I'll tell you later.
All right.
It's too toxic.
Okay, but, so I think I really want to get into the main point of this podcast, which is to talk about content creation and TikTok and YouTube. If you're okay with that.
That's fine. We've been talking about this for almost an hour.
I just want to say congrats on almost hitting 7K. How does that feel? How does that make you feel?
I didn't even notice.
Do you check your analytics a lot? Is that something that you're constantly looking at, or you just ignore it?
If I'm obsessed with my numbers and drive myself crazy and stress myself out, yes. When I'm chilling and then I'm just creating stuff, no. Because personally, I make better content, or I just do better in general if I just relax. You know what I'm saying? If I keep trying to like rush things or whatever, is when and try to like min-max my time and all that stuff, is when things starts to get stale for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm focused just on numbers all the time, I don't focus on like expansion, if that makes sense. Where I try different things to see to make myself better as a content creator.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I love 14. But I even had a recent thought about this, how I'm gonna take things, especially now that we're doing this pod. Is I personally, I'm gonna say this, I don't really care about getting to a particular place anymore. I just want to get better at what I do. Because when I do that, that's when more and more people would appreciate it more, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How long have you been making content? When did you actually start?
When did I actually start? Was 2018.
Take me back there. Where what did you start off with?
Okay, so
deep cuts. These are deep cuts.
Yeah. I'm gonna go even further than that. So how I wanted to start off with content, it was like, obviously, like, I'm a gamer, so I want to play games for a living.
Of course.
And you go on YouTube and you see people like do let's plays and stuff like that. So I was like, I wanted to do that. It's just the thing was like I didn't have the money to get a set for it, so I just didn't think about it, right? Well, I did think about it, but I didn't think I could do it really. But I knew one day I was gonna do it. It wasn't until like years later where I had like gotten into a car accident. And I got like a check for like 10K after that. So then I was like, okay, I could use this to invest in some things. So I'm still using the same PC.
Yeah.
So like since 2018, I got all the stuff together.
Yeah.
And here's what hit me though. I went to go make the content and I was scared to do it. I was scared to do it. And I was going to start off with actually the Cydia content, the Cydia NT. So that's when the Cydia NT came out. But the game was dead. Like I can't really make stuff out of it. But I've been playing 14, so I was like, okay, let me just do that. But I didn't know what to do with 14. Everyone's making guides. Everyone's doing the news. There's already people doing that. I didn't think broad enough.
Yeah.
So I just started to stream. While doing that, I met people, and the thing about the streaming wasn't even the content, it was the people I met through it, because I actually like got to go places like, you know, like meet people that lived in Cali and Texas and all over the country and all that stuff too. And then meet a bunch of people that really like expanded my mind in different ways. And when TikTok dropped, I was actually against it.
Right.
In the sense of like I thought it was, I don't even remember what it was. I just didn't think that it was something I would like really like to do.
Yeah, I do remember. So I don't know if people know this, but I grew up a lot on Reddit. You know, I've been on Reddit for almost 10 years now that I think about it. Less so now than I used to, but I remember, and I think there still is a huge bias against TikTok on Reddit and a lot of other social media, like even on YouTube. Like sometimes I'll upload like a short that has my like my TikTok handle or whatever, and I'll still get comments here and there saying like TikTok sucks. I'm happy it's gonna get banned, things like that. And I remember I didn't hate TikTok per se. I was always indifferent about it. I was always indifferent, and I just never really wanted to make that step and actually make an account. I just didn't really care about it myself.
Yeah.
But what did you like? What was going on in your mind at the time?
To actually make TikToks? So I was kind of taking a break from all that stuff. And then because I just didn't think anything that I would make would go anywhere. But I was like, one day I'm gonna find something. One day.
Right.
One day. And I went to just make something just to see what will happen. I made this goofy skit about like, I know it's probably not good to say, but like about it's when like OnlyFans just came out.
Sure.
And then it was like this whole thing about like, oh, don't buy into the thing. So I made a whole satire about that. Yeah. Like if you go on my page, you go all the way down, you'd see that.
Here, I'll pull it up.
No. Later, we could do that. But we could I was like, okay, well, this is fun because I like watching content like Caleb City and everything like that. So I think soon after that I got into like a relationship that was really like life-changing in a sense. Not in a good way. Well, in a good way for me, but like it had a bunch of emotional moments is all I could say. It's not really bad or good. It's just something that's just like, whoa, and kind of like shocked me. Then when I like got out of the relationship, I was just like, girl, I'm not gonna sit here and then like just like wallow and just be like sad about things.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm going to just apply everything that I've learned over the past 3 years. And then I just kept going and going and going and posting it everywhere. And then that's how I got where I am today, basically. But then I ended up taking a break because I was like, okay, is this something I really wanted to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
noticed
then I got
that.
into music.
Yeah.
I got into music and stuff like that.
What was the like what was the reason for that break, if you don't mind me asking?
The break. I
Because
another thing
there was like
happened
half a year that you didn't post at all.
Yeah, there was. It was just something that happened that basically kind of exposed some things inside of me that I didn't realize I was there. And then I just wanted to just work on that and then figure out like just basically just grow so something like that wouldn't happen again, number one. And number two, some other things that kind of open my eyes when it comes to life in general and doing things.
Yeah.
So when I came back, started making content again, it was less fear, because I always thought before that like, I'm gonna run out of ideas. Now it's more like running out of ideas is impossible. Like, and like ideas are basically unlimited. You can't really run out of ideas.
Yeah.
So it's more like I was trying to get myself out of a lack mentality, thinking that like I couldn't do something, or thinking that like it's because I'm realizing because I don't see it physically doesn't mean that it's not possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. And then really is that if you're just, there's no blueprint to anything, especially life. There's no blueprint to it.
Yeah.
So since there's no blueprint, like you could pretty much create your own path going forward. And you just have to have faith in what you're doing, number one. And honestly, like for you to enjoy it too, is like you have to be able to willing to do stuff for free, basically. And that's where I'm at right now, is like I'm still like learning about different things. Like, I mean, at 20 something years old, like you can't have everything figured out.
Yeah.
And honestly, with this short life, you can't necessarily have everything figured out anyway. But you just kind of, it's just the whole thing's a journey. So that's why I was like, there's no point in trying to get somewhere. There's no point in trying to like do something for a certain particular outcome, because if you're so tunnel visioned into one like outcome, you're not even looking at the other opportunities around you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, okay, instead of me trying to just like go ahead and like make and trying to get to a certain number to be like that person, just I'm going to make content to get better at it. I'm going to make music, get better at it. So who knows, like then to be the point where it's just like I do that for a certain amount of years, I'd be so good at what I'm doing, it's just like then I might even be at the same place or even have the same vision. I might be something way better than I expected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I think about it in that manner, if I think about it in terms of like personal growth, because that's also something I could put into my own hands, really.
Yeah.
Is that I can't force anybody to like my content, or I can't force anybody to look at it if they haven't seen it.
Yeah. Do you know what the like what was the first video of yours that actually popped off and went viral?
Me banging a hammer on a box.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like how like where did that even come from? You know, how did you get that idea? And yeah, like just walk me through that.
It was just in my head one day, and I was just like, I do driving for work, so I was just driving one day, and I was just thinking like, like it's just funny how like when you're crafting, and you're trying to like build like an intricate thing, like a blacksmith is like sit here like, oh, I'm about to make this ring,
Yeah.
and go like bang, 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 with hasty touch. So, so I was just like, they just go like buff. Just like random. But the thing about it is that the box broke.
Yeah.
it broke in the middle of the thing. I was like, well, I can only take one take, so I just posted up there, and then all of a sudden it had like 100,000. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Who was the first person that you reached out to brag? Well, not brag, but to like say, hey, like I went viral.
It was a friend of mine that that basically was like, I wouldn't basically like, I don't want to say a therapist, but it's like you have a friend that you kind of just like, y'all talk about deep stuff all the time.
Yeah, of course.
And then like your own personal goals and stuff like that, but then it's like therapeutic at the same time. So I like talking to her to kind of like, I mean, I just like her in general.
Yeah.
But I like talking to her about stuff like that because it's like every time I do, it's like she just understands. So I told her about it first, and she was like, "It's about time."
Wow.
But then that's when it kind of gets things. So it's like, okay, then what do I get paid? And that's when shit kind of got like stressful.
I see.
So it's just like I'd be willing to do for free, really.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes too, because I think we all get into this content creation stuff so we can eventually do it full time. And I sometimes think about that, and it's like, as much as I would love to do that, I also know the reality that there are people that come and go all the time. There's people, there's YouTubers that have gotten big, and then something happens, and then boom, their entire career is over. Yeah. And that sometimes scares me as well. I don't think, I wouldn't say content creation is the most stable career. But you can definitely get rich as hell out of it, and I think that's like the main motivator for everybody.
It is risk versus reward when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, there's no blueprint to it.
Yeah.
But that like for a definite thing that like it's all about the skill and everything, and then skill and consistency. It's like, I think someone told me success is when opportunity meets preparation. So it's like basically you building your skills is you preparing for the opportunity that's out there. So like when you approached me with this pod, I was like, I felt like it was an opportunity. I mean, and then we could definitely it could go nowhere, it could go somewhere.
Yeah.
It could stay the same, it could slowly build up, but like if we keep at it and we keep nurturing it like day by day, like it'll be something.
Yeah,
it'll definitely be something. So
yeah, I mean, I try to stay humble. I always tell myself, no matter how many views I get or no matter how many comments I get in a video, I'm still at the very beginning of this journey. I only really started getting serious, towards like the end of October. So, I have a long way to go. There's still a lot that I need to learn. And I think just trying to like stay humble about it is one of the things that I think is really important, because ego starts to get into people's heads when they start getting some traction, and I really don't want to do that. So I think my next question to you is, how do you stay humble?
How do I stay humble? Well,
here we go.
I do a lot of meditation. As there's no way it's not the fact that I stay humble. It's just that like I've slipped up enough to realize that when I slipped up enough to realize when I need to go back and like center myself again.
Yeah.
Basically, because they're like people aren't static. The people go left and right. They go up and down. Everything like that. So I could definitely. There are always going to be. There's always times where like I do something stupid. I say something stupid, or like I make a mistake or something like that. But it's less about the. I mean, obviously you can't just do it, but it's less about the mistake itself and more about you being aware and growing from that mistake.
I see.
Rather than just like trying to maintain a certain way. It's just like you can't. Like people aren't perfect. People slip up all the time. There's no way for you to stay a certain way forever. So there might be times where like I might get a certain number on something like that, and I don't really I like to express it a lot, but I feel like, oh, I'm the shit, but then something else happens where it's like, no, you're not. So and it's like this ping pong of that, and that kind of like stresses you out. So that's why
it's so weird.
Just like center it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the algorithm is so weird, even like on my videos, because like I posted a video like about a week ago, and it only had about maybe like 100 views the first day. Whereas like some videos I just post, it gets like it's never really done that bad. So I think my question to you is like when you post like a video, what kind of expectations do you have in terms of like views, or do you just like have none at all? Like what's average or normal for you?
If as soon as I have expectations of like, that's the thing, I try not to have expectations, but I try to be grateful for each one.
Yeah.
So, because it's all about the feeling too. If I have expectations, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. But if you're in the mindset of gratitude, rather than like, okay, well, if it makes one person laugh, that's the thing. One LOL could make my day.
Yeah. So it's funny because I get a lot of I've gotten a lot of DMs on TikTok where people will say to me something like, "Oh, I'm sorry for all the like spam because I just saw I just found your account and I went through all your videos and I liked them all." And in my mind, like I replied, I'm like, I live for this, like away. Share it with all your friends, comment on every single video, because it makes me happy. And that I think really that is my goal in content creation, is just I like whether you're waiting for the bus, or you're just like sitting at home, and if you come across one of my videos and it just makes you smile or happy, that means the world to me. And that's really, that's why I do this.
Facts.
Yeah.
That speaks to me, bro. Yeah, it's another content creator is another thing too. It's just like everyone's want to focus on numbers and everything like that. And it's like, I think if everyone was, I can't even say everyone, if more people was focusing more on impact rather than just like the views and the likes, then how does this impact? It will actually have more positive content out there, because that's just me. Like this is what I believe.
No, I agree.
So
was there a video that you made that even you were shocked that blew
Not that I was shocked the blue, but embarrassed that it did.
What do you like? What do you mean?
It was me melting. Melting.
Oh
no! Actually, I was mad that it got not that it blew up or whatever. It on Twitter basically when it that it had one of the most views ever. It was me singing "Close the Distance" with like the most. Like I was doing it purposely bad.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Are you serious?" That one, because it's just embarrassing. Because like that's what I'm saying. Like like before, it's like I always like every time I turn on that camera, I'm shaking in my boots.
Yeah.
So for me to do something like that,
what?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you know, how did you get over that? I guess anxiety, because I still have that sort of anxiety. Like, you know, you can look through my TikTok, and there is no video with me in it. You know, and even though I do this pod, even though I try to stream every week with a camera, I still have that anxiety of posting myself on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. So, how did you get past that? And were you scared at first as well?
Yeah, and there's two things. There's two reasons.
Yeah. The
first one that kind of showed me was that like what was is this me looking into myself? Like, what am I afraid of? Am I afraid of being like cringe or like whatever? So I purposely made a video that was cringe, as cringe as possible.
Right.
It's on my YouTube channel. It's like at the very beginning. I'm trying to make it as cringe as possible. It's like if I could do that and post it, I could do anything. The second one is that I used to take a lot of cold showers.
Okay. So
no one wants to put themselves in an uncomfortable situation on purpose.
Right.
But when a cold shower is cold, like it's cold.
Yeah.
But every time I'll go in, before I go in the shower, it's just like this kind of weird, like uncomfortable, like fear. It's just like it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold. Why would you want to do this? It's cold. It's too cold. And you actually go in the shower, and it's not that bad. So what I realized, what's worse isn't the actual act. It's the anticipation of the unknown anticipation. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's the fear itself is actually harder than the actual activity. So just jump in. Just do it. Literally, like if I'm like hesitating or whatever, I just turn on the camera and just start saying shit.
Yeah. it
and
works.
then it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just jump in. Like if everyone's a content creator and doesn't know like if they should want to like, you know, do it or not, literally I'm saying, like, I know it was like the most cliche thing, but literally it's that's why people say it. Just do it. Just do it, because like that fear and that hesitation is actually the worst part of it.
Yeah. Maybe once my views start slipping, I'll do it. I don't know. Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't even know what kind of content to make with me in it. You know?
Take some time to try something out.
Yeah.
Do something on a different channel or something like that.
Yeah.
Brand new channel. Because all I did when I came back, I didn't really go back to anything that I was used to doing, really. I just kind of did things to feel out what it was. Like this whole, when I came back in February, whatever, it's just me just kind of seeing what sticks, what still sticks, what doesn't stick, what am I willing to do, what I'm comfortable doing, and then I'll figure out what I want to do after that. And I'm pretty much like, I like this.
How long does it usually take you to make a video? Like, are you churning them out like in an hour, or take you a couple days?
About an hour. Yeah, I try to do that too, where it's like, just one day I woke up at like 4 a.m. to see how much I could do. Like I go to work at 8, so I was like, if I wake up I do my meditation, and I take my shower, and I get ready,
Yeah.
do all that stuff like that. Like, how many TikToks can I shell out? And it's like, I could, if I really didn't have any type of hesitation, I could shell out like 4, but that's not realistic because to do that every day with no type of like brain fault, like you know what I'm saying, like I don't know, try to like you're not an AI robot, you can't just shell out shit.
Yeah,
so it's like you have to nurture your channel. So it's just like I was gonna see if I could do 3 every day.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
I'm on 3 a day, and I remember I was talking to a friend of mine who basically said, that's too much. You're just flooding people's like notifications, like on their phones or whatever, by doing 3 a day, and people are just gonna like get annoyed of the notifications and unsubscribe and stuff like that. But I don't know. I can see that with YouTube, because with YouTube,
with YouTube and Twitter, but like on TikTok, it actually not really requires you. It actually punishes you for not posting every day. Posting once a day.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
But 3 a day is ideal. They just want people to be on the app. If you're posting, because like a couple seconds, because on TikTok you just scroll. But in other platforms, that makes sense to just like have. It depends on who you are. Yeah. But let's say because I think honestly the one that I like to post on the most is Twitter. Let's say I was posting TikToks 3 times a day, every day. Yeah. And always tweeting. People will be like, yo, my God, get this guy out of my face.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I'm gonna start doing, and I don't know why I never thought about this before, but I'm going to continue my 3 a day on TikTok, and then on YouTube, I'll probably just do I'll just put all the videos that I made like throughout the week, and then just upload it on YouTube as like a Final Fantasy 14 meme compilation, week 1, week 2, week 3, and then just because like right now what I'm doing on YouTube is I'll make a video for TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and then I'll go back into CapCut and I'll just re-edit it like in a 16:9, so I can upload it to YouTube. So the ratio sometimes kind of off, and I'm just like uploading pretty much everything. But I'm noticing that on YouTube the views aren't the best. I'm getting
it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
TikTok decides right then and there whether it's worth it.
Yeah.
YouTube kind of just like, all right, we'll just kind of let it sit, and then
we'll see what happens. Yeah, because I can kind of tell when a video is gonna blow up if after an hour I post it, it already has like 2K views. Then I'm like, okay, yeah, that's gonna blow up. But if it has like maybe a couple hundred, I'm like, okay, it's just gonna be a normal video.
Yeah, and the thing about it is too, just because it doesn't have 2K or 1K now doesn't mean it's not a good TikTok.
Yeah.
It's a lottery system.
What do you mean by that? A lottery system?
It's RNG. It really is RNG.
Oh.
It decides what to push to your viewers. Like just RNG. It's a lottery system.
Interesting. I remember seeing a video of somebody talking about the TikTok algorithm, and they said that usually what the algorithm does is it pushes your video to about 100 people, and then depending on how their retention rate and like their watch time is, that is how it knows like how far to spread it.
Yeah,
but
basically,
it's all different. I started uploading my stuff on Instagram Reels, and like I'm not getting anywhere on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw a video about how some of these platforms are regretting trying to make it be like TikTok. And they're trying to go back to their original purposes. Like Instagram is going to go back to being photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Instead of, it's going to have reels, but it's going to be mainly photos.
Yeah.
Again, so Twitter is going to stay the same. Twitter is just I like Twitter as a platform, just not the some people on it.
Yeah. I like to go on Twitter like maybe like a couple of times a day just to see what people are arguing about that day. And that's really all I do on Twitter.
Damn. Well, hey, is there anything else you want to talk about? Because I have a wedding to go to in like 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Thank you everybody who showed up. There was a couple of comments in the YouTube chat, so thank you everybody on YouTube.
Thanks everyone on Twitch chat that supported. I know I want to talk to y'all, but it's a podcast. I can't really talk.
you can a little bit.
A little bit.
But yeah, this is a podcast that we're going to be doing once a week. We are trying to do every Friday, but life gets in the way sometimes. So if not Friday, it's going to be either a Saturday or a Sunday. But again, thanks for everybody who showed up. This is Chocobo Radio is the podcast name. I still love that name. I am Alpaca Lips. You can find me on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, apparently, on Twitter. Just subscribe, and thank you.
Yep. And I'm Shallow Gray TV, aka formerly known as J Galaxy. Or Shallow Galaxy. The reason why I have Shallow Galaxy is so people will actually know who I am, because I'm afraid people will be like, who's this Shallow guy? But I feel like people are catching on now, so it's okay. I'll just go back to fully Shallow Gray.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
But alrighty. Thank you everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care.